Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Daniel Isaac. This is Podcast for Liberty. Oh, how much news I got for you about my podcast. For all of you that care, you show me through your support, emotionally, financially, and otherwise, that you care. I thank you for your support. I also thank you for all your encouragement. My audience, I do appreciate each and every one of you, especially those of you that have emailed me at Daniel at societylp.8m.net. I love getting your emails. I love reading them. I enjoy each and every one of them. And I thank you for your support and confidence in me. Ladies and gentlemen, cancel culture has caught up with me. YouTube has given me a warning. I didn't worry too much about that. And I don't think I've mentioned it on here, but the thing is, for the very same video, they also gave me a strike. And they put me on suspension. Supposed to be for a week, but it ended up being a month. So those of you that are viewing me on YouTube and have noticed that I've been absent the last month, that is why. I'm sorry, but I can't control what YouTube does. Facebook isn't much better. Although I believe my feed has gone out on Facebook, I've found that many of my videos on Facebook have been deleted. Same thing goes with Instagram. I'm finding out many of my episodes on Instagram are being deleted. So obviously, the censors are looking at my content and deleting it, or they may not even be looking at my content. They may just be deleting it out of hand. I don't know. But I do know that they're deleting me for telling the truth. And they're putting out fake news. Facebook is the one putting out the fake news. YouTube puts out all the fake news that fits their narrative. And if it doesn't fit their narrative with Facebook and YouTube, they want to delete it. They want to get rid of it. They want to deny it's happening. And they are still denying the specter of voter fraud. And they are still denying intrusions into our liberty. And they are still denying us our right to speak freely. So as a result, I'm no longer going to guarantee that I will be on YouTube, nor Facebook, nor Instagram. I'm not going to guarantee that I will be on any platform that is owned wholly or in part by YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, or Twitter. Periscope is Twitter's taking over Periscope, and I can't even trust Periscope anymore. Not that I ever really could. But Periscope is no more. They're going into Twitter. Changes are happening a little bit faster than what I can keep up with. Apparently, Facebook Live is still going to be there, and YouTube is going to be there and we'll be broadcasting as long as I'm allowed to on those platforms till they finally get rid of me. I'm looking for new platforms, and those of you who are viewing me on Rumble, I thank you very much. Unfortunately, though, I can't live stream there. I'm working on getting onto Roku, and that is a daunting task, and that's taking some time. So I don't know when I'm going to debut on Roku, but I'm making the announcement now that I'm intending on getting on there sooner or later. So y'all can start looking for me on Roku if you want. I've also had recommended to me Gab, and I've checked Gab out, and Gab is very expensive and is a little bit outside of my budget right now. However, if there's someone out there that is willing to sponsor me on Gab, I would love to talk to you. Please email me at societylp.8m.net. Let's get the ball rolling on that. I would love to be on Gab if I could, because that is like Parlor. They've been already gone through the hell of testing, and they've gotten everything built from the ground up. They got their own service. Now, I've seen in the papers that the forces that be, the powers that be, are intending on taking over the internet and squeezing out all of us patriots. Now, I do hope there's room for both, but the thing is whether legal or not, I can't be still. I can't be silent. And if I can't do this virtually, I will begin doing it physically. If I need to, I can go stand on the street corner and preach. What we're doing right now is we're planning a picnic on Memorial Day, and that's at the Barberville City Park here in Barberville, Kentucky. And I would love and invite all of you to come and enjoy the day. I believe we're probably going to start hot dogs and hamburgers probably about 12 o'clock. Do a meet and greet until about 3. From 3 to 5, we'll have some guest speakers. I've invited a few people. Got a few more that I'd like to invite. And as soon as I get some confirmations, I'll have it all planned out. And then after the last speaker is done after 5 o'clock, we're going to mill around and enjoy each other's company until we all get tired. And hopefully by about 8 o'clock, we'll be cleaning up and heading home. I'm planning on having a wonderful day. I would love to have a great turnout. Whatever the turnout is, though, it's in God's hands. I'm doing what I can, trying to get the word out here in town, and I'm getting the word out on my podcast. If you're from out of town and you want to come visit Barberville, you're more than welcome at our community picnic. And if you're from out of town and you listen to my podcast, please be sure to come shake my hand and tell me who you are. love to pick your brain and see where we're at, what we're doing. I love is still looking for members. We're still looking for members. All http www.societylp.8m.net. Fill it out on the join page and we'll touch. We'll get you on the path to join the society. And then once you join the society, you'll officially be a patriot. All the members of the society are patriots. That is our title. Ladies and gentlemen, there's been a lot going on, and there's a lot left to go on. Joe Biden still continues to destroy this country. One edict after another. Now he has taken his administrative agencies and given them the orders. He has given them the orders to start taxing the people and bringing in onerous regulations that they can't possibly be able to keep up with. All in an effort to destroy our commerce, or what's left of it. The blue states still haven't opened up yet. Kentucky is being very slow enough. I've been in contact with Governor Beshear and I've urged him to begin the process of returning to some form of normalcy. And what I'd like him to do is to take it all the way back to normalcy. I've taken a look at the research. The new cases in COVID, at least here in Kentucky, it's going down. The only places where it's going up are the blue states. The states that have voted in the last election overwhelmingly for Joe Biden. Those states are seeing spikes and they are seeing an increase in cases. And the reason that they're seeing an increase in cases is because they are still having the mask mandates and social distancing, and they are still shutting down their economy and not opening anything up. People have nothing to do, nowhere to go. They're staying at home more. And the thing is what's going on is when they go out to resupply, they go out to the store, and what they're doing is they're just passing it along. They haven't reached herd immunity yet, and I hate that term. I much rather like natural immunity. They haven't reached the point where they have natural immunity. Here in Kentucky, we have been working towards natural immunity for some months. Governor Beshear has eased many of the restrictions. I'd like to see him ease the rest of them because I believe now's the time. We have the vaccines are going out, and in less than a week, they're going to open up the vaccinations to virtually everyone. I think I have discussed with Governor Beshear and suggest to him at the latest 2 weeks after opening up the uh, immunizations, to totally ease all restrictions and declare an end to the pandemic. We've been out of the pandemic now for a few weeks. We are 2-3% positivity rate. At the beginning of this, he said we need to get down below 5 to be out of the pandemic. Well, Governor Beshear, we're under 5. Been under 5 now for 3 weeks. It's time that we start easing our restrictions. Texas has already eased their restrictions, and their cases are still going down. Florida eased their restrictions last month, and they're still going down. Many of the red states are easing their restrictions, and they are either going down or relatively stable in the number of new cases. I'm still tracking Kentucky's. I've not completed my audit yet, but the thing is I'm quite confident that the numbers are legitimate here in Kentucky. They may be exaggerated a little bit, and there may be some influenza cases included with uh, the COVID numbers, because and that would justify the number of influenza cases being reduced so much. But is there nefarious motives behind that? I don't think so. I think they're probably just simple mistakes. Yeah. No testing is perfect, and the breeding between influenza and COVID is tricky. It's not perfect. Now, which is worse to get? Which should be treated first? If you have a, the thing is, they're both related. You know, COVID-19 is a coronavirus, and coronavirus it's respiratory system, just as the flu does, influenza virus does. So it could be just a different form of the flu. And in the beginning, it was very dangerous, but now therapeutics have been developed. The vaccine has been developed. Thank you very much, President Trump. Joe Biden had nothing to do with any of that. Joe Biden basically he's overseeing distribution, but the thing is even Donald Trump got the ball rolling on distribution, and the states. Just because Joe Biden wants to stop everything, the states won't let him. Thank you to the several states and especially to Governor Beshear for the leadership he's showing. The only ones, the only states that are in Joe Biden's corner are all the blue states. And even though here in Kentucky we have a Democratic governor, I believe he is sincere in the choices he's making. He believes in the choices he's making. I believe he's being honest with us. Lord knows he is much more transparent than um, many of his what do you call them? Uh, Competitors. I don't know. I'm not going to stress over it. Fellow governors, you know, we have a governor that okay, he's got a D by his name, but that doesn't matter. What matters is he believes in liberty. he believes in the causes of liberty, and he has not succumbed to the cancel culture or the dominance of the Democratic extremist group. Or should I say a Democratic communist group? Nancy Pelosi. Um, if y'all hate this country so much, that you want us to turn into China, why don't you just resign your posts and move your family to China and live under their rule? Why won't you do that? Why do you have to bring China here? All this talk about um, reputation management. The government doesn't need reputation management, and we don't need to expand the FICA government. Part of our heritage is for the dissent to move forward. Part of our heritage is the voice of the minority to be put forward. Part of our heritage is allowing for dissent and debate. The way things are now, these Democrats are not allowing any kind of debate. It's our way or the highway, and if we don't like you, we're just going to silence you. Well, the thing is, I got news for them. They're not silencing anybody. Not really. Now, the thing is right now I'm working on getting on a few, and it takes time to get things going with it. And the way my schedule is, I have precious little time to work on it. At this point, I probably have enough work to put 10 people to work. But I don't have any money to pay them with, so they're all going to have to be volunteers. I would love to share my workload with somebody, but it is what it is. And I have to prioritize according to the needs of my family first and my community next. Actually, God's first, then my family, then my community. I love my advocacy work. I love doing what I do. I love sitting here talking to all y'all. I love for the facts and the news. I love most of all the Society for Liberty and Prosperity, but I need some help. If you love your liberty, if you're a patriot, if you're not afraid to take on the beast, join the Society for Liberty and Prosperity. And the thing is if you are afraid of the beast and you have some means, please prayerfully consider donating to Society for Liberty and Prosperity. What we do is we teach civics to the people. Yeah, I'm working on getting a committee together to uh, put forth a civics curriculum based on President Trump's 1776 report. I'm also trying to make inroads into our local school boards And whether it's a school time curriculum or an after school program, I intend to teach the school children civics education and a little bit of history, a little bit of where we come from. Uh, enough they can take pride in our country, become patriotic, be positive in where we're going and what we're doing, and be able to fight the forces of evil that so easily beset us, and to be resilient and to be tomorrow's leaders. For we know, beyond the shadow of a doubt, we need some new leaders. The leaders we got are failing us tremendously. The powers of evil are daunting, and the ones in power now are truly evil. They seek not the preservation of our union. The preservation of our union began in 1776, not 1619, or whatever blasted year they claimed it started. Our country is based on these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and that includes women and children, and that includes black, white, and purple with blue polka dots. Doesn't matter who we are, where we come from, we're all equal. We all are endowed with certain unalienable rights: the right to life, the right to liberty, and the right to pursue our happiness, whatever form that may be, whether it's acquired property, working a job that we enjoy, providing a living for our family. We have a right to be successful in our endeavors. We also have the right to fail. So whether we succeed or we fail, we have the right for that to be up to us and our efforts. We have the right to celebrate our God as we wish. The creator of all things, nature's God, the Father, the whatever name you want to give him. For he goes by many names and answers to none. He is truly the one that has no name, the unknown God. Ladies and gentlemen, we were put here on this earth at this time for this reason. We're all called to save our beloved Union because we are the ones with the power to do so. Now, whether other men sit there and say that we have the power or not, it remains it remains that God has given us the power to change the direction of this country. And with our influence and the influence of many of us, we just need to assemble and organize in such a cohesive force that we cannot be ignored. And we will not be ignored. So I'll call upon you to join with me. I'm not like Joe Biden. I don't believe our best days are gone. I believe, as President Trump does, our best days are yet ahead. Yes, we're heading into some dark days, but they're only temporary. It's only going to be a few of them. As soon as we get through these dark days, we will have such bright days that, oh, the world will be a new place. And with your help, with you joining the Society for Liberty and Prosperity, with you joining even other liberty groups, and all of us getting together, like we're getting together with Liberty and Prosperity in New Jersey, and we're getting together with True the Vote. Catherine's wonderful. Uh, we will hasten the day of glory. The fight's not over, it is just beginning. It has been going on for 200, almost 250 years since the founding of our great country. And we're still only at the beginning. And together we can defeat the people, the forces of darkness. We can be the salt and the light of the earth. We can be what God has called us all to be. Ladies and gentlemen, we are who God says we are. We are who God says we are. We are all citizens of the United States of America. As long as we care for each other and we join with each other and we can be with each other, we will succeed. The founding fathers have pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor to each other. And they have said, together, or we will. Ladies and gentlemen, if we the forces of darkness, the liberals, the Democrats, whatever, wherever they may be, they'll pick us off one at in an association of persons. The bigger our association is, the harder it is for them to ignore. When we get big enough to where they cannot ignore us, then they will have no choice but to deal with us. And then they can deal with us on our terms, just like they're making us deal with them on their terms. Our terms are much more gentle because we do allow for dissent and discussion. And when they try to shut us down, we can turn around and say, no, 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 you're not. You don't want to take part in this discussion? Be on your way. You want to take part in this discussion? What do you got? Let's add to it. Because that's how you get to the truth. You debate the facts. You debate the issues. Get the truth is so easy. It's child's play. Keeping a lie is a lot harder work. Now, the things I've heard that Delta and Coca-Cola have joined Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube in the denial of voter fraud and in silencing. I'm not going to playing for over a year since March of last year. I think it's probably been about 2 or 3 years since I've ridden that airplane. Buy Coke and not fly there. Those of you that do enjoy your occasional Coke or even everyday Coke, or even if you're addicted to Coca-Cola, let me remind you, there are some pretty good generics out there. And the thing is Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. If I see that there is, and only because I'm committed to until they kick me off, but that's not going to hurt me one bit. That's going to hurt them more than it does me. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to need to cut this short, but let me leave you with that. Until next week, my name is Daniel Lessig, and this is Podcast for Liberty.